Dish it up. Dublin shot. Down the net. Surely Georgiou. It's a goal for Cavani. And a quite stunning goal. Dublin here.
Aiming to put a disappointing finish to last season well and truly behind them, John Gregory and his team look forward to a busy summer that included 2 high-profile games in New York against Ajax and Fiorentina. Transfers and signings got underway with the departure to Manchester United of Mark Bosnich. His replacement was David James, who moved to Villa from Liverpool for £1.8 million.
Obviously, with the situation at Liverpool, I had to go, basically. I think that the time had gone, or our time together had gone, and Villa very, very much so was a team that I was interested in. So.
In New York, Villa took part in the Gotham Cup, losing their first match to Fiorentina 4-0.
Disappointing with the Fiorentina game, but at the same time they were very good, and I think, in all honesty, the trip itself had taken its toll a little bit on the lads, the heat and everything. But at the same time, in defeat, you know, some positive things have to come from it, and I think it's a learning experience for me, being at Aston Villa, being the first defeat, and obviously as a team against such good opposition. So as much as it's not good to lose, you know, hopefully, as I say, there'll be positive things out of it, and will put us in good stead for the season.
A better result followed against Ajax, who Villa beat by 3-2. Playing in those games was Mark Delaney, who had joined Villa from Cardiff for £250,000 at the end of last season.
That was like my first couple of months here, so to go away and to America with the squad, it was, you know, a dream come true, and you know, we played some good teams out there, and that was a great start to what's been a really good year.
The squad was further strengthened by the addition of 23-year-old midfielder George Boateng, who signed from Coventry for £4.5 million.
I'm very happy about the squad, good lads, good players. It's always happy to, when you get on the pitch, to know your abilities and know your players, what they can do. And in this squad, there's a lot of quality around. And it will be very good for myself, to learn from lots of players. I think we can learn from each other now, both sides, so it's very good.
Also new for the start of the season was the Israeli wing-back Najwan Garib, who joined Villa from Hapoel Haifa for £1.5 million.
I'm very happy that I start the training with Aston Villa, and I hope in the future to be well here.
Leaving Villa during the summer was defender Ricardo Schumacher. Former under-21 international signed a 4-year deal to become David Platt's first Nottingham Forest signing. Stan Collymore was looking forward to a fresh start to his career as he began a 3-month loan period with newly promoted Fulham in the First Division. And Dion Dublin was back to full fitness in time for the start of the season, having undergone a knee operation during the summer. John Gregory knows what it's like to work in the pressurised environment that is the Premiership. But for all its stresses and demands, it's an intensity of existence that can be hard to leave behind.
I looked at Alex Ferguson last season, and I can't understand why he didn't just walk away, because how he's ever going to top that, I'll never know. I mean, he was a king last year, really, and he certainly earned his title. That's what drives us all on, because that opportunity of winning something, of having something to show for all your hard work. And it's not really work, is it, for God's sake? How can this be work? Manager of Aston Villa, I still regard it as a labour of love, really, you know, more than anything. I wouldn't want to do anything else, to be fair.
Gregory's earned a reputation as one of the most open managers in the Premiership, skilled at motivating established stars as well as new talent. Recent signings, George Boateng and Najwan Garib, gave Villa a much-needed depth, but that might bring problems too.
I think you have to be fair and you have to be honest and just try and be as upfront as you can with people. And when they're crap, you have to tell them they're crap. And when they deserve a bit of sugar, you have to give them a bit of sugar. And some prefer a bit of sugar than a kick up the backside, and vice versa. But it's going to be hard trying to keep people happy this year, because, as I said before, some of the quality of the boys that are off the field at the moment, it's going to be hard to try and satisfy their demands. So I'll have to cross those bridges when we come to it, you know. No doubt, you know, in 3 months' time, one or two of them are not going to be particularly happy if they haven't been performing in the Premiership.
John Gregory was as keen as Villa's huge army of fans to bring success to Villa Park this season.
We all now crave for Champions League football, and that's really what I want. I want to bring Champions League football to Villa Park. The likes of, you know, 81 and 82 were probably our best years we ever had at this club. Won the Championship, then we went and won the European Cup, and those guys did it then. There's no reason why we can't even think about trying to do it again ourselves.
Gregory's style and management have always been, well, unorthodox. He may be managing one of the Premier League's top teams, but it seems unlikely to change him. With Gregory, what you see is what you get.
Just don't get pretentious and still say the kind of things that I'd have said sort of before I become a manager, I suppose. I don't think you have to pick up managers speak and hide behind things like, I was very disappointed with today's performance, when you're seething, you know. I mean, you should say that you're seething. So that's how I've always tried to be, and I think it, you know, you either like it or you don't. If you like it, good. If you don't like it, so what?
And so the new season got underway with Aston Villa away at St James's Park against Ruud Gullit's Newcastle United.
There's a good wall assembled there. Dumas got on the end of it as well. Boateng or Thompson. Thompson, I fancy. He's hit it, and Harper got a touch that was important. First time Alan Thompson's been able to appear on the ground that he used to worship at. Off the bar then. Marcelino, I think, got up there. There's Joachim, he's got real pace. Dublin is there in a good position. Covering was nearly enough until it ran free, and Dublin was still following up. Demey again looking at presence coming forward. Nice ball to Ketspire, shapes to hit it. Does do, James beats it out. Solano tries to get there. Good defending, Alan Wright. Corner kick. Ketspire again. Oh, it's well held. Well, he's definitely the man at the moment that's forcing the saves. That's a red card. It's a second booking. Well, what an unbelievable start to the campaign. Alan Shearer sent off on his 100th appearance. Delaney. That's a good header, and that's a good goal, and that's Joachim. That's 1-0 Villa.
For the first home game of the season, Villa entertained Everton and were looking to continue the momentum from that opening day victory at Newcastle.
Well, it's a good turn by Boateng. He didn't find a colleague to get to, but here's Delaney. That's blocked by Michael Ball, corner. Now Dublin on the near post. Thompson will take this first Villa corner. Alan Wright waits, kept the shot low. And there was an early signal from Paul Gerrard, though, that it was going to go wide. Cushioned by Calderwood, knocked up by Ekiog. Won by Joachim, or Dublin rather. Here's Joachim. Yes! It was well won by Dion Dublin. It only needed a merest flick from the player who underwent major surgery in the summer. Operations on both his knee and his groin, and it put his strike partner Joachim free. for a clear run in on Paul Gerrard. This is Boateng. Here's Echiog. Delaney just managed to get the better of Michael Ball, but was then upended by Collins. Well, Collins was one of the players shown a yellow card in the first half, and if Graham Barber has decided that's worth a second yellow card, Collins is off. Yellow card and then the red. Everton are reduced to 10 men. Joachim using his pace to get around Weir. Great run by Joachim. Well, I think he went for the near post. There wasn't really anybody to cut it back to. Echiog. Thompson shows for him. Wants to come down this left side. Alan Wright's free. Now, time to steady himself and maybe deliver the right cross. Oh, yes! Yes! Dion Dublin nonchalantly. Villa have got the second, and it's a peach of a goal. And it always looked threatening once Alan Thompson spotted Alan Wright in acres of space. He had time to take a good long look. And what a good finish that is by Dion Dublin. And won't he be pleased to have done that with Kevin Keegan watching. Barmby for Campbell to chase. James coming out of his area onto his knees and heading low. Alan Wright. Thompson. Lee Hendry. This is Paul Merson, just on as a substitute. Went for placement. Would have been an explosive introduction, just on as a substitute. Here's Ian Taylor. It's 3-0 Villa. It's the same scoreline by which Villa defeated Everton last season. And it caps what in truth has become a night of celebration, certainly at Villa Park. It's a stroll really under the floodlights for the home side. 10-man Everton look to have given up the ghost long ago. Lee Hendry galloping into space. He's got Alan Wright outside him if he chooses to use him. Merson's header. Oh! Well, he's enjoying it. And the agony's not over for Everton yet. This is Lee Hendry. Merson to Joachim. Oh, that was only just wide of the foot of the post, and that would have been the crowning glory on the night for Villa.
We were very pleased in the way that we performed at Newcastle on Saturday, and again tonight. We've won 2 games, kept 2 clean sheets. I think David James has settled in very well for us at the back of the defence. What he had to do tonight and on Saturday he was very competent with, and with Southgate, Calderwood and Echiog in the 3 central defensive roles, I think they've done particularly well as well, and we scored 3 very good goals as well tonight, so all in all it's been a good week.
With maximum points from the opening 2 games and injuries so far not causing too many problems, John Gregory chose the same side for Villa's next game, at home against West Ham, live on Sky.
Dublin gets into a great position and scores! Within 5 minutes, Dion Dublin gives Aston Villa the lead. It's Boe, and the deflection takes it in, off Gareth Southgate. 2 goals in a minute. Sinclair's clearance not the best, and Boateng's shot was. Hislop's positioning was perfect, and just as well for West Ham it was. From David James releases Hendry. On for Joachim. Battle of the speed merchants here, and Ferdinand just about won the battle, but it's a corner. Southgate just missed it. Dublin shot. He's done it again. And Aston Villa are back in front. for John Gregory. And Dion Dublin has done the business again. Towering header again by Dublin. Taylor breaks onto it. This is Wright. Oh, great save. And that would have been a collector's item if Alan Wright had scored. Foe, brilliant. Moncare well placed in the middle, so too was Paolo Wanchop, and somehow or other David James kept it out. How much he knew about it is another matter. Southgate holding it up again for Dublin. Ferdinand gets it away though. Thompson on the right foot. Oh, it's a good effort and good goalkeeping by his lot. So into the final 30 seconds if our clock tallies with that of referee Riley. And suddenly there's a chance for West Ham. They've equalised. Would you believe it? Sinclair right at the death with only seconds remaining has surely now saved a point for West Ham.
5 days later, the team travelled to Stamford Bridge.
Petrescu scores! Dan Petrescu!
A disappointing game, but Villa were able to get back to winning ways 3 days later against newly promoted Watford at Vicarage Road.
That was great, you know, we went down there. It's a tough place to go, and to get the only goal and the winning goal was a great achievement, yeah.
The last time Middlesbrough were at Villa Park, Paul Merson used the visitors' dressing room. But after making his first start of the season in midweek against Watford, Merson was retained in the Villa side, which came face-to-face with his former club at Villa Park.
Alan Wright beating Stamp's challenge onto the return ball from Merson, and he's got time to pick out someone in the centre. And that's along! It's Dion Dublin! Aston Villa taking the lead inside the opening 5 minutes.
Despite taking an early lead against Arsenal, Villa were beaten by 3-1.
That's nicely through by Merson. This is Joachim. That's a lovely goal. That's a lovely goal. Shuker. Yes. And it's set for Shuker. Oh, what a strike. Kanu.
The early results, I felt, were good results, and you know, we went to Newcastle and won. We beat Bradford City here, although we didn't play very well. We still beat them. We beat them 1-0. Bradford were alive and kicking. Then they were, you know, they were halfway up the Premiership, and certainly it was all new, and the novelty of Premiership football. Everyone was excited about Bradford. They brought a lot of people in. They took a lot to push over that day.
The ball. Taylor to Watson. Might fancy a poke. Well, it was a poke. Good save! Excellent stop by Gary Walsh. First real save of the match. Vassell. And again. Aston's better. Hendry. Good save. And Dublin in. A really lovely move down the right side. Hendry thought it was going to be his. A double block only gave the ball to Dublin.
With a 1-0 lead in the Worthington Cup, courtesy of Lee Hendry, Villa went on to claim an emphatic victory over Chester with another 5 goals in the second leg at Villa Park.
Hendry. Lovely turn. And George Boateng is the man who's put it in for Aston Villa. Plenty of Villa shirts in and around the area for Alan Thompson to aim for. And there is one, and it's a second goal for Aston Villa. An early attack here for Villa. Will fall for Hendry, must be! And 23 seconds into the second half, Lee Hendry extends Aston Villa's lead. Watson. Watson goes all the way. Still Steve Watson heading towards Dublin. Punch clear only as far as Hendry sets himself up for a left foot shot and scores! A second for Lee Hendry inside a minute. Mason makes the pass and then makes a run outside, but Watson has his shirt pulled, the free kick taken quickly. Hendry, Thompson, Barry's in plenty of space on this near side, the Villa left. This is through to Hendry, looking for a hat-trick, sets up Thompson. It may fall free to Dublin, still though Thompson goes past one and puts it in! Alan Thompson!
It was a frustrating end to such a promising week when at Filbert Street, Leicester City maintained their unbeaten record against Aston Villa.
Headed back in by Guppy and in by Muzzy, is it? Steve Guppy, another man with an excellent left foot. That's damaged by an almost comical goal. That trusty left foot again. Swings the ball across. Up goes Robbie Savage at the far post, and eventually it's put in by Tony Cottee. Gareth Barry keeps the ball in, swings it across left-footed. First-time shot from Dion Dublin.
No fewer than 11 bookings in the next game at home to Liverpool. Plenty of tension, but no goals.
It's Churcham! And Dublin brought down, was he? Referee shakes his head. On show has got away with it twice over. John Gregory with the familiar whistle. And Thompson fires it. Oh, and this time Vestergaard has to make a save with his hands. And it's Julian Churcham, the man with the pace. And over goes Sammy Herpier, and the referee is blowing, the linesman is flagging. It's a question of where the offence took place. So still danger here for Liverpool. Thompson, it looks as though he's shaping to take it. And he did. Oh, yellow card again. Is it Staunton? Is it going to be a red? He's off. Staunton is off the pitch. Second offence. And I can only assume it's encroachment. Thompson's there now. That's his cross. And Boateng! Right across the goal. In by Boateng. Flick. Ehiog! And straight at Festival. Taylor, Dublin! Thompson, no. Flags up on this side, flags up. I don't think it's going to count. I don't think it's going to count. Dion Dublin thinks he scored. I don't think it is.
Sir Alex Ferguson's team selection raised eyebrows among media and spectators alike when he brought a squad of reserve team players to Villa Park for the Worthington Cup third round.
Well taken by Dublin. Boateng wide. Joachim. Oh, it's a lovely turn from Julian Joachim. What a goal. What a very, very, very good goal. That is class.
Yeah, the ball's fed into him here from Boateng. Feeds it in. And this is where it does brilliant. Holds it, turns brilliantly inside Curtis. And then the finish is absolutely sensational. Outside of his right foot, keeper no chance. Turns, gets in between Curtis, perhaps should have let him through, but that's a blinding shot.
Well, Julian Joachim scored home and away for Aston Villa against Manchester United in the Premiership last season, and now in the League Cup he's tormenting them again. Joachim. Still Joachim despite the stumble. Out by Curtis against the back of a colleague. Dublin, Hendry, how have Aston Villa still got the ball? Joachim has the ball, Bosnich has made a great save. And then saved again from Barry's follow-up. Hendry for Barry. Dublin attacking it, and behind by John O'Shea. Taylor and Ehiog, they're the prime targets, poised on the edge of the penalty area to make late runs. And it came to Taylor, and Bosnich clawed it out. It's a good save. Really well held up again by Dublin. Excellent example of classic centre-forward play. Boateng. Delaney. Out by Higginbottom. Delaney's long throw. Higginbottom with the inadvertent flick on, and it's come to Taylor. It was quite unmissable. And Mark Bosnich is beaten at the Holt end within 4 minutes of returning there, and he is beaten by a one-time Holt ender. Ian Taylor with Aston Villa's second goal. They should be safe and sound now.
Yeah, but this is a whole calamity of errors. So many times they could have cleared the ball, and I mean that's absolute immature defending, inexperienced defending. First header, they do the Villa man's job for him. He gets into the zone, and he really can't miss from there. Nobody cleans it, nobody attacks it, and that was a present for Taylor.
Here's Vassell. It's Darius Vassell for Aston Villa, and he's belted the post. Lightning speed, which made him a yard or two, and he hit it so sweetly too. Curtis, Healy. David Healy for Manchester United. Very good save. Excellent save. And what poise that young man seems to have.
Yeah, good effort that. Forces the keeper to make his best save of the night.
Vassell. Stone. Steve Stone for Aston Villa. 3-0. In front of the Holt end, it is Stone's first goal in claret and blue.
Is there a suggestion this might have got a deflection? There is, yeah.
So Shea going across, and unfortunately from his viewpoint, it was via O'Shea's knee, but Stone will want it.
Disappointment for John Gregory and his team in the next game away to Sunderland.
Thompson with the free kick. A lot of movement in that crowded penalty area, and the flick on has found the net. Dion Dublin gives Aston Villa the perfect start to the second half. As a result, it's gone into Quinn, who's in a great position. Handball, was it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Penalty.
Takes it on his chest. Actually comes off Quinney's hand first.
Cue the music. And now they have got three in the penalty area. If the cross is good, and it is, and Phillips!
Prior to the next game at home to Wimbledon, John Gregory completed the signing of Benito Carbone from Sheffield Wednesday. Gregory made it clear that if things went well over the coming months, he would look to signing the Italian on a long-term contract.
Supporters always want heroes on the pitch, and certainly the top 3 or 4 in the Premiership have got their own heroes, and I think in Benito Carbone he could certainly become a big favourite with the supporters, in a similar manner that Dwight York was a massive hero really for the fans here at Villa Park, and we possibly haven't replaced Dwight since he left, so Benito's got that opportunity, I suppose. I've already spoken to the likes of Lee Hendry and Alan Thompson and Georgie Bertanghi and Taylor, and they're excited at the prospect of actually working with Benito and actually playing in the same side as him.
Good movement from Aston Villa. They fall to Carbone! Terrific save from Neil Sullivan. Delaney. Plenty of space in front of Mark Delaney to exploit. Carbone is stolen in behind, and another fantastic save from Neil Sullivan to deny Benito Carbone on his debut. Earl, unmarked and scores. Wimbledon in front. Carbone. Now can he deliver a good cross? Oh, that's terrific from Carbone. Dublin, 1-1. Dion Dublin with the equaliser, created by Carbone.
Yeah, it was quite a debut, I must say. He's got a lot to live up to now, but as debuts go, that's probably been one of the best I've witnessed in my career, and certainly one of the best that the Villa Park fans have seen, I would think.
Praise for Uriah Rennie, who issued just one yellow card during the game. But by now, John Gregory's feelings on the standard of this season's refereeing were well documented.
The 1 or 2 bad decisions that I felt, really horrendous decisions that have been given against us in the last few weeks, have been matches that have cost us points. You know, actually, you know, we've lost the game with. Certainly, the match on Monday night at Sunderland was a game that the penalty enabled them to get back into the game. And again today, Uriah's refereed the game today. Should have given us at least one penalty, but hasn't. But generally, he's refereed the game very well. I say what I think, and you know, I think I'm very honest about it, regardless of which way the game goes. But we saw the Rob Harris incident when he sent off Steve Staunton, which I said at the time was totally wrong. And in fact, Rob Harris came out and apologised to Steve over it. You know, if I'm asked to comment on it, I'm afraid I have to say what I think. It's got me in a bit of trouble up until now, so maybe I should shut up. I'm sure the rest of the country would enjoy that as well.
At the end of October, goalkeeper Michael Oakes was sold to Wolves for £400,000. Defeats followed against Manchester United and Southampton, and a third defeat against Coventry City meant that Villa were without a win in 7 league games. Dion Dublin was on the scoresheet at Highfield Road.
Delaney's cross is a good one, and the first header almost on target in the match from Dion Dublin. Mike picks out Dublin on the halfway line, one back by McAllister, but that's a sloppy ball straight to Joachim. Danger here for Coventry. Joachim goes all the way and goes down, and despite the appeals from the Aston Villa fans, the verdict is corner. John Gregory not happy, but Coventry are getting on with it, and there's a glorious ball. Keane. Roussel in the box, comes to meet it near post, he really hammered it across, and what a great reaction! The Belgian has scored! Can Villa get something back before half-time here? Wright's first-time cross is a good one, Taylor heads it on, chance for Stone! Dublin's header! Wouldn't you just know it? Back on his old stamping ground, it's Dion Dublin. And a break on suddenly here, Keane brilliantly placed in the middle and scores!
A goalless draw against Everton at Goodison rounded off a thoroughly disappointing November and saw Villa slide into the bottom half of the table as they went down to 13th place.
We went on then to have that awful run. I mean, you say about the good games of the season, there were some pretty horrific moments that probably stand out more so than the good ones, because it's the bad ones that stay with you, and losing to Southampton here was an awful result for everybody connected with the club, and particularly me, because it almost sealed the end of my managerial career here at Villa Park, and the chairman was certainly put under a lot of pressure to move me on and bring somebody else in, but obviously that didn't happen.
Villa finally got back to winning ways on a night which fans hoped would prove the watershed in their team's fortune.
It's right, not a bad ball in either towards Dublin and towards Steve Watson, who has scored. Beyond Jones, and just below the crossbar, and Villa are in front.
Yeah, it's a high lofted ball, it's held up in there, 2 men on, and I've got a feeling that Jones has been caught there a little bit in between. Whether he's got caught on the wind a little bit, because he didn't look over dangerous. You can go and shift your feet, goalie. That's the lift. If Villa needed a lift, that's it.
Once again, Taylor is down. Oh, Joachim's after this one, and he's through. Surely, Joachim! Magnificent finish. He was so alert then, so aware. And it's paid full dividends for him, and Villa have the cushion of the second goal. Pelletier, who was caught out.
Well, it's got a long way to head it. The keeper can't do anything there. He knows if he brings Joachim down, he's sent off and so forth. But that is absolute suicidal defending from Pelletier.
Gregory wants it forward now. He's pointing there frantically on the sidelines. Here's Watson. Surely a chance. Dublin! 3-0 to Villa. And now they are turning on the style.
They've popped the ball about all over the field. They've got Watson in spare. He's picked Dion. Dion's first touch is actually awful, but he's got time. Looks up, slots the keeper, and they're now rampaging.
And with 18 minutes of the match remaining, surely now they have secured their place in the next round. Dublin with Villa's third, to the relief of John Gregory. Merson, brilliant control. Magnificent. That's the real Paul Merson. Now right. It's a good ball in too, and it's another one from Dublin. Oh, that's a cracker. Absolute cracker. And Villa Park rises to Dion Dublin.
Superb ball again from Alan Wright. Great curling ball into the zone. Dion will thrive on that. He's going to knock Thompson and everybody out of his way to get on the end of it. All instigated when Merson pulled the ball down brilliantly in midfield and set Alan Wright going.
A win for Newcastle at Villa Park was not down to any lack of commitment by the Villa team, but more down to good fortune for Newcastle United, who took their one chance at goal and scored through a Duncan Ferguson header. Back in time for the start of the FA Cup was the much-missed Hugo Echiong and also Paul Merson, who had struggled to find form throughout the early part of the season.
People say that, you know, I come in the team and Hugo come back into the defence and that was a turning point, and some people will say that was and some people will say it wasn't, but, you know, it just come with results. You win a couple of games and confidence builds. It's all about confidence. It's about faith. If you get your faith back in your ability and, you know, you go on from there. You know, and that's the difference now, is everybody believes that they can play again. And when you're on a 9-game, you know, without a win, it's very difficult to believe that you're a very good player. You know, you have to be very strong-minded, and there's not many people around like that.
Villa's opposition in the FA Cup was Darlington, the wildcard team, who were put back into the cup to replace the absent Manchester United.
Here's Merson, and it's just wide. Paul Merson so close to opening the scoring.
Dublin. Flick on.
Carbone. Oh, that's wonderful! Benito Carbone puts Aston Villa in front with a super strike. Dublin with the flick on. And this is pure magic.
Merson. Taylor's just ahead of him.
It is Ian Taylor. And Taylor, well, he hit the post. So close.
Defenders back for Darlington.
Here's Dublin. 2-0. Splendid glancing header from Dion Dublin. Merson may have a shot. Terrific save from Samway. Duffield. Now, is that a penalty? It is! The third division side have a chance to get back into this game.
It will be Peter Duffield to take this spot kick.
Oh, it's saved by James. Heckingbottom. 2-1. Paul Heckingbottom for Darlington.
The cup competitions carried on, and a fifth-round tie against West Ham United in the Worthington Cup. The game was a 2-2 draw, which had to be settled by penalties. Luck favoured West Ham, and Villa were defeated by 5 penalties to 4. The team returned to the Midlands demoralised by the nature of their defeat, but were delighted when it was announced some 72 hours later that the game would be restaged, because West Ham had fielded a cup-tied player, Emmanuel Omiimni, a second chance on the cards for Villa. Villa's first league win since September came against Benito Carbone's former club, Sheffield Wednesday. Danny Wilson's team by now firmly rooted at the bottom of the table. Manager John Gregory banished to the relative luxury of the director's box following his touchline ban.
Barry. Lines up a shot. Tipped over by Pavel Cernacek. Gareth Barry chancing his arm from distance. Got a deflection, Cernacek with the save. Hilda. Now is Sonner brought down, the referee is well positioned, and it's a Sheffield Wednesday penalty. Gilles de Vilda scores. Sheffield Wednesday lead at Villa Park. Dublin. Dublin once more feels for a penalty, and it's the second spot kick of the match. This time it goes Villa's way. Dion Dublin to level. Cernacek with the save. Pavel Cernacek denies Dion Dublin. Dublin. Dublin! Again the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper is there. Free kick goes Wednesday's way. Merson. Oh, that's terrific! From Paul Merson, his first of the season. And what a goal! Aston Villa back on level terms. Terrific strike from Paul Merson. Holding in the area, and it's another penalty. Emerson Tone is punished. Dion Dublin had one saved earlier in the match, so Paul Merson this time, and Cernacek saves again. 2 Villa penalties, 2 have been saved. Merson, another terrific stop from Pavel Cernacek. Merson. Taylor stealing in on the blind side, and Ian Taylor scores for Aston Villa. Merson's cross. Taylor unmarked, 2-1.
What is it about you and penalties? You missed 2 today. Obviously, in midweek you went out, but now potentially you're back in. What's going on? It must be hard work for you watching that.
Yeah, we've. When I look back at my time here, we've never really been particularly good at penalties. We have missed quite a few during my time here. I remember we had 2 against Wimbledon last season in the same game. And we missed them both. In fact, Paul Merson took one of those, but managed to score with the follow-up. So we're not particularly good at it. Lee Hendry's out the side at the moment. He would normally be a candidate for taking the penalties. So it's back to the training camp and spend a bit more time on them.
You know, I've got to that age now that I just dug in, and I appreciate you do miss penalties and you dig in there, and then I made the cross for the goal. So it swings and roundabouts. It's all about, I felt confident and I just kept on wanting the ball, and that was the pleasing thing for me, that I just kept on wanting the ball, and the fans were brilliant. They didn't give me a bad time for missing it. You don't mean to miss.
Mercer's has done very well. He's had another good game today. He's getting back in the groove, and he comes into work with a smile on his face, and he's working hard at his game. And as you saw today, him and Carboni between them are the 2 players really with outstanding flair and outstanding ability. And Merson's goal really, I was delighted for him in particular.
Dion Dublin's neck injury in the Wednesday match was later confirmed as a damaged vertebrae, which put him out of action for 3 months. But it could so easily have paralysed the player for life. Another cameo appearance by Darius Vassell helped to turn around the next game against Derby County away at Pride Park.
That's a long ball forward, and it's picked out Johnson. Johnson's cross in is well taken on the 6-yard line by James, but the first signs of danger there from Derby. Johnson again. Oh, Dorigo's lost possession in midfield to Merson. Merson on a run through the middle, and the shot on goal, which Poom positions himself well to take. Bohinen. Joachim now looking to break forward, but Bohinen read it well, but Joachim's got away from Bohinen. Joachim will have to go all the way, and it's just wide from Julian Joachim. A great run forward. Bohinen lost it in the middle. Joachim knew he had to go all the way himself. And this is Dorigo. Dorigo's ball in is a good one. Burton for Strupar. Strupar looking to get Johnson in. Johnson back for Powell, who drives it, and just wide by Darryl Powell. Finds Boateng. Boateng looking to set up Watson. Watson will drive it perhaps from there. Opts instead for Merson. Merson tries to get Carboni round the back of Elliott. Carboni
will settle for the corner to Villa. Villa's second corner of the game. Merson will take this corner long, no doubt looking for one or two of the big guys that are up there. Taylor's in there, so too is Ehiog, and Southgate's on the line. It's Taylor who drives it, and it's just wide of the post. Now here's Joachim on the edge, could line up Merson, but goes himself. Joachim still looking for the shot, drives one in, and it hits the foot of the post for Carbone. Now it's for Wright. Poom saves superbly, and still Aston Villa can't get the shot in, and Derby clear their lines. But that was a real let-off for Derby. Poom made the save, but that was a super chance for Aston Villa to take the lead. Johnson for Lawson. Lawson delayed and allowed Taylor to get in a block, and now it's Joachim. 3 against 1. The 3 being the Derby defence, but Joachim now has support. He has support from Carbone, but Joachim's going all the way, sends in his shot, and again Poom turns it wide of the post from Julian Joachim. Villa pressing forward again here with Joachim and Merson combining. Merson coming in from the left-hand side, lines up a shot, and only just wide through Paul Merson. This is Vassell breaking through for Villa now. The substitute Vassell finds the shot coming in from Boateng, and it's George Boateng who scored for Aston Villa. Boateng's first goal of the season in the Premiership, and it was really on the cards. Villa have been pressing through the centre of midfield. Derby simply haven't been cutting them down, and when Vassell, the substitute, released Boateng down the left, it was Boateng who ran on, accepted responsibility, and planted his left foot shot past Poom. Villa lead 1-0. This is Vassell, this is Steve Stone. Stone looking to break and send Vassell in. It's a good ball from Stone. Vassell breaking down the left. Joachim is the only man forward. Villa content just to hold their time here. Stone's now making a run goalwards. This is Vassell's cross, and Taylor's header is a second goal for Aston Villa. Aston Villa lead it by 2-0. It was like statues for a moment, and the Derby County defence fell for it as the substitute Vassell played the ball in. Suddenly a lunge from Ian Taylor, his second goal in a week, and Aston Villa in control by 2-0.
At the Bodymore training ground, we spoke to Dutch international George Boateng to find out how he was settling in with Aston Villa.
I feel like I would say Englishman nowadays. I feel home if I'm here. When I was at Coventry, when I used to go back home to Holland and come back, I always felt like, oh, here we go again. And now when I've been away and I come back, I feel like I'm home, you know, and I feel welcome, and I can't wait. I was away for, I think, 3 days when I was suspended, and after 2 days I thought, oh, I want to get back to Birmingham, you know. And when I came here, everybody was smiling. It was good. You feel always welcome here. Yeah, life in Birmingham is good, much better than in Coventry. I used to leave home when it was sunshine, and before I got into that signboard, "Welcome to Coventry," and it starts pouring rains, and I thought, no, this is not what I wanted. Besides that, I've had a great time at Coventry, yeah, but Birmingham is a big city. I am a city man, I think. I like all the noise and people around me, so I enjoy Birmingham as well.
The last Villa game of the millennium was played out in front of a 39,000 crowd. The opposition, Tottenham Hotspur.
It's a header from Julian Joachim and a tidy first save of the game from Ian Walker. Watson to Merson. Back to Joachim. Inside, he's got a chance here. Good save by Walker. Is it enough? Is it going to go in? And it's whisked off the line by Carp. The free kick must be around 30 yards out. It's going to be adventurous if Merson tries a shot from here. No, he goes through the back door. It's played back in. Oh, great save by Walker. How did he keep that out? Campbell clears the ball, but that was an excellent save from Ian Walker. It looked as though Julian Joachim had opened the scoring then. Sherwood's inside. Carr is to his right. Maybe worth a shot. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, what a great shot, and what a fantastic goal from Tim Sherwood. That's an excellent cross. There's Everson, and it took a long stretch from David James to stop him. Merson. And there's a touch, and there's a goal, and there's an equaliser. Ian Taylor has scored yet again his 4th goal in 4 games. And how they needed his inspiration.
We went up to Leeds on the 3rd of January, which was a bank holiday, if I remember, just after Christmas. And we won at Ellen Road 2-1 when Gareth scored 2 goals. Gareth Southgate scored 2 great goals that day. And Leeds had won their previous 12 home matches. And for us to go there and win was a major result for the club. And I think that one really stands out as a great performance, because it was a great team performance. Once we went 2-1 up, there was just no way we were going to concede another goal. And we sort of come of age that day. I felt we got 2-1 and we hung on to that 2-1, and we hung on to it quite comfortably, you know. We learnt how to protect 2-1 advantage away from home.
18 minutes gone. Leeds 0, Villa 0. Merson take the outswing. And it's anybody's, and it's gone in. And Southgate is the one who comes out with a big smile. Merson's corner, and Leeds never really got on top of it. Leeds' record at Ellen Road in all competitions during the year just ended was played 26, won 20, drawn 4, lost only 2, and they are now back in this. Harry Kewell has scored the most spectacular equaliser. Well done, Nick. Interesting position for a free kick. Ehiog has come forward. It's Merson got to offer. Southgate! And Gareth Southgate has done it again! Merson's free kick. Southgate's there, and the skipper really leading by example.
Going to Leeds and beating them in the league when I scored the 2 goals was very pleasing, because not so much the 2 goals, but you know, the rest of my game that day I felt was very good. So it was good to go there while they were top of the league and show that we can go to some of the big teams and win. It's a bonus, and it's great at the time when you score goals, but my bread and butter is to stop people, you know, breaching our defence and to organise the team in front of me, and that's my job in the team.
The 3rd meeting against Southampton so far. This time it was the 4th round of the FA Cup. Southgate on the mark once again.
Villa, great tradition in the FA Cup. Will it be your year again?
Well, it's a long time since we've been to Wembley, actually, in this competition. You know, they've got a great tradition from many years ago, but we're overdue a visit there now, so it'd be nice to do that this year.
And Gareth Southgate, you're helping them on their way?
Yeah, actually that's my first goal ever in the FA Cup, so I was pleased to get that.
Next, it was the restaged Worthington Cup tie at West Ham, where Villa reversed their original defeat.
What's your favourite game of the season so far?
Oh, West Ham. When I scored 2 against West Ham in the Cup, Worthington Cup, definitely.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange event, all that cup stuff, though.
Well, yeah, we were lucky to get the game in the first place, but you know, we were a bit disappointed that we didn't play well in that game anyway. But you know, we got the chance again and took it with both hands. It's just a shame that we couldn't get to the final in that competition as well.
It was a fine goal though to keep him in it, wasn't it? The second one.
Oh yeah, it was all right.
Ehiog's headed clearance. Canio can't find it, but Lomas can, and now Lampard, he's taken a risk, the goalkeeper, and he's been made to pay for it. Southgate again on the end of it, and the shot by Taylor into the roof of the net has brought Aston Villa level.
Southgate towers high, heads it back, but that is sweet as a nut. Top corner.
Now Thompson, who can belt the ball, and does. Oh, what a save! We almost did have another dramatic finale. Lovely ball for Di Canio. Penalty. And David James got down to his right to make amends for his mistake. Aston Villa are 2 minutes away from their 12th appearance in the League Cup semi-final, and they could make it absolutely sure with Taylor. Oh dear. Aston Villa will play Leicester City or Fulham, and it's Christmas all over again for John Gregory and Doug Ellis.
Well, I tell you what, give that man the champagne right now. For me, he has been outstanding, Ian Taylor. But this is brilliant. He doesn't panic, on his right foot, drives it past Hislop. Absolute special goal from Taylor. So late in the game, that is brilliant. And what a match he's had. Fantastic, top of his game, and a top finish for Villa. And Villa now march into the semi-final.
4 days later, and back to Upton Park again, this time in the Premiership, where Paolo Di Canio was given the chance to exercise his Worthington Cup horror.
Oh, he's done it again to West Ham. Ian Taylor, 2-goal hero in the Worthington Cup here on Tuesday night. Pops up again, and West Ham are fast getting sick of the sight of Ian Taylor and of Aston Villa. Lomash's cross. James has dropped it, and Di Canio has equalised for West Ham.
Chelsea were held to a goalless draw in the next game at Villa Park. It was a clean sheet from which Villa's defenders could claim credit, as they managed to keep former World Player of the Year George Weah quiet all afternoon.
Bit tricky, was it over the line? Well, obviously not, but it was very, very close for Ed de Hoy. It was a back pass from Emerson Tom. And here comes Ahiok with De Hoy. Not the most convincing punch. Merson, deflection too. Carboni should have scored.
In the first leg of the Worthington Cup semi-final, Leicester were the happier of the two sides, holding Villa to a 0-0 draw, which set the Foxes up nicely for the second leg at Filbert Street.
And then we went to beat Leeds here in an FA Cup match, which was an epic, absolute epic. It was full of drama, very dramatic game with blood everywhere, blood and guts spilled onto the pitch.
Dewberry and Backer almost getting in each other's way, and Hart strikes it! And it's a heartbreaker for Villa, but what a start for Leeds! 13 minutes gone, and a clinical strike from Ian Hart for his 7th of the season, and Leeds take the lead. Barry's ball in, knocked across by Watson to Carboni! And with Villa's first serious effort at Nigel Martin's goal, Benito Carboni scores his 2nd goal for John Gregory's Villa, both of them in the FA Cup. Leeds failing to deal with the long ball in that Watson headed back, and Carboni didn't need a second invitation, rattled it into the bottom corner. Beautiful control in the first place, and he kept the shot low beyond Martin's reach. Hart, nice layoff. McPhail curling one in, and a goal! And would you believe it? It's Eric Backer again. Right. Carboni to Merson. Suddenly a bit of space for him to operate in. The ball played in behind Joachim is cleared by Hart. And here's Carboni. Ambitious, but worth it! And a quite stunning goal from Benito Carboni brings Villa level for the 2nd time in this contest. He spotted a gap with Martin off his line, and it was a finish of breathtaking quality. But he saw the opening there, and he exploited it to the maximum. Martin caught out of position and gave himself with too much to do. Well, just look at this for vision. Carboni knew exactly what he was going to do then. He saw that Martin was over to the right of goal as he looked, and didn't he find the corner beautifully? Suddenly there's a renewed vigour about the home team's performance. Well won by Barry. This is Carboni. And again, Joachim flicks it over the head of Woodgate. Seemed to be crowded out, Joachim, but lines it up for Merson anyway. And Merson goes through. Carboni! It's incredible! Paul Merson takes the plaudits for setting it up. Carboni gets the glory as the hat-trick hero, but Aston Villa, who've been twice behind in this contest, lead it for the first time. What a run this was from Paul Merson. He never gave it up, even when he saw Kelly coming towards him, beat Dewberry with a header, and Carboni in the end had the simple thing to do. His other goals were a little more complicated than that, but after Merson had done the hard work for him, this time Carboni couldn't miss. Benito Carboni gets the match ball. Will Villa get their place in the quarterfinals? Paul Merson has hurt himself quite badly in the move that led to the goal. Woodgate cleared by Ehiog. Another check on the watch from Graham Barber. Mills. But the dream of a cup double for Aston Villa this season goes on. Twice behind in this contest. Benito Carboni's hat-trick has them going through to the quarter-finals. Carboni with a super individual goal and a great piece of vision for the second. But it's very much Benito Carboni's day, and after this hat-trick performance, as he proudly grabs hold of the match ball that is his for keeps now, Aston Villa 3, Leeds United 2.
Just one goal in 3 hours of football was enough to send Leicester through to the Worthington Cup final. Villa, who had pounded away at the Foxes' defence in the first leg, never got into their stride in the second meeting and could not begrudge Leicester the victory over the two legs.
The ball in early to Elliott, and the header finds the net!
For the remainder of February, Villa were like a team possessed. Watford were destroyed by newly appointed skipper Merson in this Premiership encounter at Villa Park.
Oh, what a goal! Steve Stone's first of the season. Created by Benito Carboni. And Villa take the lead. Stone into possession for Villa. Merson. Good run from Paul Merson. It's a terrific goal from Paul Merson. What a strike. Villa 2-0 up. Day is beaten by a goal of real class. Bone. Crossing. Merson. Oh, he just doesn't score normal goals, does he? Paul Merson, his third of the season, his second of this afternoon. And again, it's a spectacular strike from Paul Merson. Villa 3-0 up. And this is a fantastic goal from Aston Villa. In towards Walker, 4-0. Richard Walker on the end of the cross from Alan Wright. And it's a comprehensive victory for Aston Villa.
Merson was inspirational once more at his old team, Middlesbrough.
Carboni has got clear here and might score, and has. First goal to Aston Villa. Benito Carboni scores his first for them in the Premiership. Joachim, chance of a counter-attack here which could punish Middlesbrough. Carboni's in yards of space. Boateng beyond him. The Italian won't give this one up though. And that's why.
Takes a deflection, Alan, the shot.
just about sums up Middlesbrough's luck this evening.
Stone looking for Joachim in the middle, pulls it back and gets it back. And almost scores, but he didn't need to because Julian Joachim was on hand to complete Middlesbrough's misery. Or is it complete? Boos echo around the Riverside Stadium. There's Lee Hendry. It's a good ball for Wright. Joachim well placed in the middle. Oh, that's a lovely goal.
Look at the space that he has to pick out Joachim. And this really is becoming a rout.
The real test of Villa's improving form would come at Goodison Park as they entered the quarter-final stages of the FA Cup. Peter Enkelman deputised in goal for the injured David James.
Echo pulling around the back. Stone! Goal! Steve Stone's header off the goalkeeper and into the Everton net. Barry, but Moore's taken it from him. Can he equalise here? Goal!
It's in. Leads
1-1. Flag went up on the far side. Everton might just be caught a bit light at the back here. Paul Merson takes Everton on. It's still Merson, and it's a goal for Carboni. Right on half-time, the counter-attack, and Everton had no answer.
In comes a little Italian to get one of his easiest goals that he'll ever score in a Villa jersey.
Here is Carboni. Not settling for what?
He was almost so casual.
Boateng. Oh, Carboni. I think he might have tried it for himself, but Taylor was there. Back to Carboni. That would have meant the semi-final for sure. But the job is not completed by Aston Villa yet.
Yeah, Unser's left foot's going to launch this. Doesn't take a genius to tell you that.
Oh, and Carboni.
He's off.
He has to go. Second yellow card. He kicked the ball away earlier, and he stopped the free kick being taken there.
Villa were drawn against Bolton in the FA Cup semi-final, but all thoughts of Wembley had to be put to one side to concentrate on the Premiership. Villa's last match in February was a battling draw at Bradford.
And in it goes from Paul Merson. Beagrie. Oh, and the header is in by Dean Windass.
Luke Nillis signed a 2-year contract to join Villa from PSV Eindhoven next season. He watched his new team play Arsenal, where rookie striker Richard Walker produced the kind of clinical finishing that is Nillis's own trademark.
Merson. Delaney. Continues his run, and he was bundled off the ball by Overmars. Merson. Gets up from the back. Walker goes in! And on his first Premiership start of the season, Richard Walker beats David Seaman, the biggest moment of the young striker's career so far. Dixon chances it and gets a goal.
Paul Merson, voted Player of the Month for February, continued in irresistible form against Coventry. Villa, brimming with confidence, were once again unstoppable.
Taylor! Merson to swing it across for Aston Villa. Then it's the short one to Alan Wright. Boateng! Terrific save from Hedman. Denied George Boateng a goal against his former club. It was a terrific strike. from the Dutchman. Edmund to Coventry's rescue. Here's Southgate. Southgate has developed an eye for goal this season. Carbone. Delaney on the run on the overlap. That's a foul by Haji. And he's going to be cautioned for the foul on Mark Delaney. Merson then with this free kick. Egiog's come in! Hugo Egiog puts Villa ahead in the West Midlands derby. His first goal of the season, and what a valuable one it could prove to be for Aston Villa. Merson free kick, met powerfully by Hugo Egiog. Carbone lines up a shot. Too far wide from Benito Carbone. Shaw's ball goes directly to Julian Joachim up against Steve Froggatt, the former Villa man. Lovely turn from Julian Joachim. Not too far wide either, it was a good save in fact from Hedman. Taylor wins possession for Villa. Carbone. Taylor charging through the middle, looking for the return. Hendry with the clearance. Oh, it may fall to Julian Joachim! Just wide from Joachim.
Next came a trip to Anfield, which saw Villa return home with a point after a goalless draw against Liverpool. The 12-game unbeaten run came to an end against Southampton at the Dell. But in the next home game against Derby, the team were back on form, and there was a welcome return for Dion Dublin, on as a substitute.
Given away to Taylor. Merson on the left again. Running at Larson. Cuts inside him. Merson to Carbone. Steadies himself. Well, it was pure quality. He didn't panic. He didn't even seem to hurry, did he, in truth? He was fined by Merson. One touch to kill the ball at his feet, a look up. He took that extra second to steady himself and drilled into the bottom corner. Here's Delaney, out to Merson, swept in right foot in, oh, off the top of the crossbar, and suddenly Villa are on fire. Taylor brushed over by Seth Johnson, free kick. It's well done by Barry. Merson with the outside of the right foot. Oh yes, what a great goal! Boateng makes it 2. And is that the killer blow? Merson again the supplier. And the hug from Carbone is for the man who was the provider. Generous applause around Villa Park, and most of it will be aimed in Merson's direction. Boateng made sure he got right above that. Well, this is a substitution which I'm sure the whole of football will applaud. But after missing 18 games, he returns to the fray as a late substitute.
The Villa supporters' reaction to his brief appearance left Dion in no doubt that he'd been missed by the fans during his time out through injury.
I wouldn't wish injury on anybody, but a broken neck was obviously came out of the blue, and a very, very frightening experience for me. Really sort of hits home, and just still makes me think I'm a lucky man, you know, very lucky man.
You're a different person, really, aren't you?
I probably am a different person, you know. Value things more, everything. Value time like this, you know. Being able to sit down and get up, you know, that's a big, big fact in my life now. And you do forget about it sometimes because I'm back amongst it now and I'm doing what I was doing before. But it's still in the back of my mind, and I have to remind myself now and again about how lucky I am and how lucky I've been to have sort of 3 people, the doctors and the physios and that, who looked after me.
Now, your first game back, you got an ovation from the Villa crowd. If ever you were in doubt about how fond of you they were, and then you were called on to head the ball.
Exactly, yeah. That was great. I think it was 10 minutes at home to Derby, wasn't it? That was my first comeback, first time I set foot on Villa Park since the injury. And it was great. It was a superb welcome for me. Benny coming off gave me a superb welcome as well, you know. It wasn't easy coming back. It felt like, you know, 10 months to me. People have said you've come back so quick. It has been quick, really, if you think about it, but in my sort of time with the brace around my neck and stuff, I never thought it was going to end. But the surgeon said to me, you'll be back in 3.5 months, and to the day I was back in 3.5 months. So.
Villa were in great shape with just one defeat in 14 league matches by the time the FA Cup semi-final against Bolton came around.
We're all going to Wembley! Every race shall come up when we win the FA Cup. We're all going to Wembley! And the race shall come up when we win the FA Cup. We're all going to Wembley! We're the marching Gregory's army! We're all going to Wembley!
Afternoon.
Yep. How would you want? Oh, 10, 15? Yeah, 15 at least. Well, we can see how many you get. All right.
Hotel Celta Vigo.
Yeah, please. Yes.
Yep, Jeff Sugar.
It was to be a disappointing semi-final in terms of action, but the result was one all Villa fans wanted. There were no goals in 120 minutes. So the match had to be decided on penalties. Dion Dublin hit the spot kick that gave Villa victory and meant they would return to Wembley in May.
And one of the things Merce said to me as well, which was a big boost, Merce says, who's next, who's next? And I said, I'm next. Merce said, well, good luck. I said, oh, no, I'm not going to tell you good luck to you because I know you're going to score. And that made me think, right, you know, cool, I'm going to score this. And I put it down and just hit it as hard as I could. And luckily it hit the back of the net.
Yeah, and a few celebrations.
A few celebrations, yes.
Well, you had to be careful, didn't you?
I know, yeah.
Normally they jump and hang off you.
That's right, yeah. But no, to be honest, the first person to him was George. And everybody who jumped on the big pile of us was saying, watch his neck, watch his neck. Yeah. So everybody was conscious of that. George was sort of, I was there and George was shielding me, you know, making sure nobody touched my neck, but they was all conscious of it, and it was great. It was a superb feeling. Having been, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks before that, having been in a brace and not being able to jog or anything, to playing at Wembley and scoring the winning penalty was brilliant. But I must say, I think we'd all say that as well, that it was all down to JMO, to be honest. It was all down to David James. We had another chance after me. It was all down to David James saving 2 penalties.
Sheffield Wednesday took a step nearer to relegation after Alan Thompson's late dramatic winner at Hillsborough as Villa returned to Premiership action. It was no more than the Villa deserved, as they'd looked comfortable all night.
Dublin's made the run into the middle. Dion Dublin! It's against the post again! How close can one man get? Stone. In towards Thompson, who's unmarked! Villa have stolen the points with a late goal from Alan Thompson.
A minute's silence was held at Villa Park before the next game against Leeds United. It marked the tragic deaths of 2 Leeds United supporters killed during a violent clash with Galatasaray fans in Istanbul during the previous week.
Following Sunday, they lost out to Wimbledon in a rare lapse of form, but Villa on the attack here with Julian Joachim! 1-0 to Aston Villa!
That win moved Villa into 6th place in the league before the next thrilling game against Tottenham Hotspur.
These games over the years have been particularly close. 1995 was the last time that Villa managed to win
Here in White Hart Lane, an opportunity! That's the opening goal for Spurs! And Armstrong making the run, he's onside! Can he tap it into the net? He can! It's 2-0 to Spurs! And they really have to clear the lines quickly. And that was an appeal for a handball. What a dramatic second half this is turning out to be. And it's Dion Dublin. 9 goals to his credit so far this season. That is number 10. Nice ball with Carbone. And now Dublin, and that's the equaliser for Aston Villa. But now there's a glimmer of hope of at least taking a point with Carbone. He tries one! Absolute disaster for Spurs. 11th against 6th this afternoon. And Villa on the charge for Europe, and another opportunity! And absolutely unbelievable from Villa.
As the supporters and players were casting their votes for Player of the Year, John Gregory was happy to tell us his choice, which was defender Alan Wright.
He is a manager's dream in as much as he's never late. I mean, he's not boring either. He's not one of these boring guys that does everything by the book. He's not boring at all. He's got great personality. He's great in the dressing room. He's he's got a big sense of humour. He laughs at himself. He's got that ability to make fun out of himself as well. He's just a great trainer, a great lad around the place, somebody you could trust your life with. You don't have to chase him up training-wise. He's always there at the front, always wanting to do well, always wanting to win. Technically, he's got outstanding ability. That's superb left foot, as we saw down at Tottenham. I mean, he does that once a week on the training ground without any question. He's virtually, as well, one of those guys you write down his name every week on the team sheet and not think twice about it.
Alan Wright! Oh, I say! Alan Wright scores his first goal for Aston Villa. It's only his second ever goal, and it was a rocket of a shot that puts Villa in the lead.
Leicester City were able to maintain their 13-year unbeaten record against Aston Villa in their next Premiership clash at Villa Park.
Ezekiel. Carbone. And Carbone will get the return. It's a first-time shot! Just over from Benito Carbone. Thompson. Dublin. Thompson's continued his run. Alan Thompson puts Villa in front. It was a lovely run from Alan Thompson, and this touch from Dion Dublin sets him up splendidly. Oh, it's fallen to Elliott, who levels it. Thompson swings it to the far side. Watson up against Gilchrist. Ball in play. Merson! Villa lead 2-1. Persistent work down that far side from Steve Watson, and then Paul Merson ghosted in to plant a firm header. Cross could cause a few problems for Villa. This is Lennon, and Lennon's levelled. 2-2. Neil Lennon.
Against Sunderland, Gareth Barry scored his first goal of the season. But Quinn was there to steal a point for Sunderland in the last minutes of the match.
Summerby with the corner.
Quinn!
At Selhurst Park, Wimbledon fans crammed into the home stands as they answered the Dons' call to add their voice to the relegation battle.
Hughes, time to find a decent cross, and it's curling a lot, and it's an own goal by Ugo Egiog. We wait for the cross. Well up by Delaney, and it's 1-1, and the scorer is Lee Hendry. But it's been coming since the start of the second half. Southgate. And Dublin! suddenly found himself completely unmarked, and this time his shooting boots were certainly there. Again, 2 in the 6-yard box, 5 to come from further out. France is looking for room. And it's in!
The final day of the Premiership season saw the champions Manchester United visit Villa Park.
Well, cheeky chip, and that took a spectacular stop for him. It slips. Carboni doesn't. It's an excellent deep-footed move from Aston Villa. Points. Sheringham scores! Could be his last Manchester United goal.
And so, with the domestic season out of the way, all eyes turned to Wembley, inevitably reminding older fans of the last time Villa had played in the FA Cup final. Villa beat Manchester United 2-1 in the 1957 final, both goals from Peter McParland. And McParland was at Wembley for the 2000 final. Sadly, Villa were unable to repeat that success. It wasn't a good match. Chelsea thought they'd taken the lead through Dennis Wise, only for the goal to be disallowed for offside against George Weah. But the London side did move in front when Roberto Di Matteo scored from close range. Villa's best chance came when Benito Carboni had his low shot cleared off the line. And at the final whistle, it was Chelsea who took the cup and the European spot that went with it. At the Player of the Year Awards held just before the end of the season, Captain Gareth Southgate received the award for Clubman of the Year.
There was a bit of a joke about this award in the dressing room, actually, because when you were a Sunday League player, this was the one that the lady turned up every week. Didn't quite get a game, you know. His dad used to put the nets up and his mum used to wash the kit, and